Bruh. Am I not live at all? Was I not live that whole time? I'd be upset if I wasn't live. What the heck? Am I out? I'm confused. Okay, I'm live. I've been live for 10 seconds. I was talking for like 5 minutes. Am I not live at all? God damn it. It's the classic first streamer moment. Okay, whatever. Let's get in back. Okay, I can talk over again. That's fine. That wasn't that much. I was just 9 seconds in. I was talking for like 2 minutes. But you know what? Let's just play off the whole trailer first, so everyone is, you know, on the same page.
War is inevitable. One must destroy
Clearly,
in order to create.
Balin and Shin are attacking these Republic guys. Let me turn this down a little bit.
We are no Jedi.
It fucking brutally kills that guy. I love the music in this trailer.
I started hearing whispers.
It's really good.
Of THRAWN's return as heir
Ahsoka,
to the Empire.
Ahsoka to the Empire, yeah.
What happens when we find THRAWN?
Okay, let me just play the whole thing first. I'll play the whole first thing. I'll try to talk a little bit while it's playing. Currently, we're attacking the Republic officers.
I've spent most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm
Chopper.
trying to convince you to help me prevent another one.
Trying to get the New Republic to help them.
know who could help you with this.
She joins Ahsoka.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
Yeah.
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training.
Anakin
I walked away from him.
was
Just
her
like I walked
master,
away
obviously.
from Sabine.
I don't know if you can say that.
You never made things easy for me,
A bit of a reveal right here.
Master.
She's been training under Ahsoka.
As a Jedi, sometimes
We
you
finally
have to
get
make
Ezra.
the
That's
decision
the
no one
same
else
hollow that was played in the
can.
finale
I'm
of
counting on you
Rebels.
to see this through.
Nice haircut.
Ahsoka 23rd? Ahsoka 20, I mean August 23rd.
Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless
That's the
of
mural
our
that
personal feelings.
Sabine painted of the Rebel crew. That was a Purgle. They are weird
If we
looking
don't stop
in live
THRAWN,
action.
everything will be in vain.
THRAWN first appearance in live action. Pretty
You
cool.
have no power.
They're fighting.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
Clearly they knew of each other.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Yep. Inquisitor? Man, is this too loud? Am I too quiet? I might be too quiet. Let me turn down the Inquisitor. Man, is this too loud? Am I too quiet? Alright, we should be fine now. Alright, let's play it back, and now I'm gonna analyze each scene, because I kinda know what I'm talking about. Alright, so, you know, since we know that Balin and Shin are attacking the New Republic ship, I'm pretty sure this is Balin and Shin are going to the New Republic ship to attack them, and we don't know why yet. It could have to do with THRAWN, it could have to do with Morgan Elsbeth telling them to, who knows.
War is inevitable.
It could just be because at this time they could just be mercenaries for hire, and they're just like doing like lightsabers improved drastically, or at least they improved somewhat from the first trailer, where like we can see the white tint. You know, before it wasn't really white at all, so I think they did a good job of that.
Must destroy in order to create.
This is pretty much the same footage we saw from the teaser trailer, a little bit more. That was cool. That was badass. I think that was Balin. I can't tell, but that was cool. He's definitely a dark Jedi, and he's very ruthless in this trailer.
We are no Jedi.
Yeah, it shows, you know, he's willing to do whatever it takes to fulfill his mission. He doesn't really care. Oh, that's cool, seeing her, like, fight in the background. They are clearly very trained swordsmen. They're really good at their... they clearly have a lot of training. At least Balin does, because he's really old, and it seems like she does, but she's also a Padawan. Because she has the Padawan braid, but she looks like she's doing really well in this fight. But, you know, they're just new Republic officers. So they're not like a big threat or anything to her. For like a Jedi, for instance, they're not that big of a deal.
I started hearing whispers
I don't know what this is. It could just be like a she's at an abandoned Jedi temple and you see like a something like this. It could be the world. It could be no. I don't think it's the world between worlds. But it's definitely something.
To the Empire.
Same footage.
What happens when we find
All right. Okay. Here we go. So she's got the Padawan braid. So she's definitely a Padawan to Balin. They work together, so it makes sense. This scene confirms that they are working with Morgan Elsbeth, which is the same character from Mandalorian, season 2 that Ahsoka fought, and she was looking. And remember, Ahsoka said, "Where's THRAWN?" So clearly, Morgan Elsbeth is working for THRAWN, and they're trying to find THRAWN. That's their main objectives.
THRAWN?
That must be there's a hollow of the galaxy, and they're looking for THRAWN. This could be the part of the galaxy where THRAWN is.
How? Such.
And I think this is a hologram. Hera is I don't know what she's fighting here. Could it be, what is this? It could be I don't think it's the Imperials. It could just be. Is it like a ship that Balin took over, or Morgan Elsbeth took over? I'm unsure. Interesting. Obviously, Chopper being very badass as usual. Okay, so this scene is very, very interesting, but at the same time, so she's trying to convince the New Republic to join her on this fight, because she's obviously, Hera is warning them of THRAWN returning, and perhaps starting up the Empire again, and most likely the Republic is going to disagree. I mean, they're definitely disagreeing, because we see in a later scene that she joins up Ahsoka to help find THRAWN, because clearly they're not going to help. So if you didn't know, in the Aftermath novel, Mon Mothma actually made an order, or she made an order that would to demilitarize the majority of their military, which is, it's a little bit out of character if you think about it, but I don't know. I feel like it's not like this isn't that will be irrelevant to the story, because in rumors and leaks, THRAWN is at a different part of the galaxy. He might be even in a different galaxy called the New Beyond. So if they could focus on that and just pretty much stay away from all the Empire and New Republic stuff going on in this galaxy, they can pretty much do their own thing without it relating to sequel trilogy or any of that. It's possible.
To convince you to help me prevent another
Yeah,
one.
and they're saying no, so she joins them.
both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
Alright, so this is the big thing. It's probably the biggest reveal from the trailer that I gathered.
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
So, clearly right here they're hinting that she was perhaps training Sabine, and then they kind of say,
You never made things easy for me,
right here, they kind of confirm it.
Master.
So Sabine has been training to become a Jedi. That pretty much confirms that. So that's why she has Ezra's lightsaber, and she's been using it in different battles. Like she used it to fight Shin in the later shot, we'll see. So that's why she's using a lightsaber, because she has training from Ahsoka to become. I'm guessing she wants to be a Jedi. She might have a decent amount of force sensitivity. Alright, so this hologram is actually from the finale of Rebels, where Ezra makes a hollow message telling the Rebels why he went to THRAWN and sent the Purrgil until like a different part of the galaxy. He's basically telling his friends that he's going to be gone, and I'm pretty sure he tells Sabine to come find him, and he even tells Ahsoka to come find him too. So that's why Ahsoka and Sabine, especially, are looking for Ezra.
Jedi. Sometimes you have to make the decision.
I think that's for. Actually, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Rebels, Ezra, hollow message, finale. Yeah, here we go.
If you're watching this recording, then I owe you an explanation. There were several paths in front of me. While this wasn't the one I wanted to take, it's what I had to do. That's something Kanan taught me. I'm going to miss you all. Zeb, you can have the top bunk back. For now. Hera, I left a Melu run in your cabin. I hope it's still your favorite. Sabine, don't forget.
Right.
I'm counting on you.
For what?
Okay, so that kind of, you know, tells you I'm counting on you to find him. And now we finally get to Ahsoka, literally like 6 years later or whenever this came out. We're finally finding out like what he was counting on her to do, which was to come find him.
I couldn't have wished for a better family.
Wait, is this the same scene? I'm trying to...
Sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can. But I'm counting on you to see this through.
Is that the same?
Can't wait to come home.
Wait, what?
I'm going to miss you all. Zeb, it's what I had to do.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure it's the same scene, but it could be a little different. But regardless, it's, you know, the whole thing is for Sabine to find Ezra, and he's even saying that he's gonna eventually come back. So, yeah, it seems interesting. She cut her hair. Yeah.
Nice haircut.
August 23rd. We're gonna see, Ahsoka is fighting some Inquisitor here. It's the same Inquisitor we saw from the previous trailer, the teaser trailer.
Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings. Buckle up.
Okay, so this is a Purrgil. It is really freaky seeing this in live action. It is weird. The tentacles and all that stuff, or the tendrils, it's really weird. But at the same time, it shows like how weird a Star Wars can get with the aliens and stuff. It's kind of cool in that way. I know a lot of people didn't like Purrgils because it's kind of they can like all that stuff. It's I think the only time where it gets too weird is with the time travel thing in Star Wars, because I feel like time travel in Star Wars is a little bit unnecessary, and it could undermine a lot of elements. Like, you know, for instance, now that time travel is a thing, you could hypothetically change, you know, Anakin falling to the dark side. You could change a lot of events in Star Wars, so that's why a lot of people don't like time travel. But Purrgil is fine, I suppose. It is freaky seeing them live action, which I kind of like. It adds that, you know, it adds that, you know, it's a sci-fi, you know, it's a space opera.
Sometimes we have
People are theorizing who this Inquisitor could be. Some people are saying it's the 8th brother. Some people are saying it's Barisafi. The mask does look similar to the 8th brother, but I just don't know because he should be dead. It could just be a new Inquisitor that one of the new Imperials hired, or it could just be one of the old Inquisitors that we never knew about. That kind of went into hiding or something.
Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal.
I don't know why he'd be wearing his armor then if he went into hiding. He shouldn't want to be found. So we'll see what happens.
feelings.
Purrgil, yep.
Buckle up.
They could be using the Purrgil to get to that. Yeah, we're getting to that. The Vader breathing, yeah, we'll get to that. So it's just so weird seeing Purrgil in live action.
THRAWN, everything.
First live action appearance, Lars Mikkelsen as THRAWN. People have pointed out this could potentially be a zombie stormtrooper, because that was rumored that he's going to be leading some zombie stormtroopers. Well, and that they were brought to life by Morgan Elsbeth, because she is a Night Sister, potentially. So that could be possible. We'll see. Darkness. Okay, I think here she's trying to use the Force, but she can't. She doesn't have enough training, because remember she said that Ahsoka left her at one point, so her training is not finished. It's my guess. Or maybe this is the first time she's able to use the Force, and we'll see. I think she's trying to use the Force here, though.
You have no power.
And I think I'm more so leaning on that she was trying to, but she couldn't, because that kind of works with the line of her saying you have no power, because the Force clearly didn't work then. But yeah, she clearly has enough training to use the lightsaber, and this is Ezra's lightsaber. that he had in season 3 and 4 when he had a green one.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
And yeah, I hear the breathing. The breathing's there. I heard it. Anakin spoke highly of you. So this, remember, Baylan is a Jedi that survived Order 66. So he would know Anakin because he would have been at the Jedi Temple at some point. So yeah, it makes sense that he knows Anakin. His Padawan might not know Anakin because I don't even know if she was a Jedi at that point. It seems like she's on the younger side, so she might not even have became a Jedi until after Order 66. That would be a bit more refreshing, having a Jedi that kind of started training after the fall of the Jedi. That could be interesting. We'll see. His armor is really cool though. It reminds me of like the Old Republic type of armor. But yes, there is the breathing. We could potentially get Vader in this. Maybe we could potentially get Mustafar Anakin, as rumored. So that is a possibility. I think we'll get flashbacks of Anakin Skywalker in the show.
Anakin spoke high.
Okay, so I think this... I don't know where they are. This could be the World Between Worlds. This could be a Jedi Temple. And this could just be... I think this is actually a hologram, now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, this is a hologram. Because it looks like you're just on some planet, and you can see the sky and the clouds. So if we're just on... So yeah, this is, actually, I think this is the same place that we see earlier in the trailer. Where's it at? Right, where's it at? Gotta find it. I can't find it. It's like with Mark. Yeah, right here. I think this is the same place.
THRAWN.
Or yeah, this is the exact same place. Okay, my theory is, I don't know. This probably must be before Ahsoka shows up, and Morgan Elsbeth and Shin see Ahsoka showing up, so he tells them to leave because they're not trained enough to fight her, and Baylan is. Or it could just be this is much before Ahsoka, and they both leave, and Baylan's still here to make. So yeah, I remember in the original trailer, it looked like they were in the World Between Worlds, but now it just looks more like a hologram they have up. And you can even see here with the camera, like shooting up the hologram. It's definitely just a hologram. So that's nice.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
A bit of a
I'm
saber duel.
not here to discuss my past.
It seems like either she's the one that destroyed this, so Baylan and Shin can't use this, perhaps, or it's Baylan and Shin destroying all of this, so Ahsoka can't follow them to where THRAWN is. So basically, Ahsoka can't get to where THRAWN is, so only Baylan and Shin and Morgan Elsbeth can get to him.
My past.
We have a lot of
This is apparently the same droid from Clone Wars that trained some of those Padawans, or the younglings. You know, one of them was Gunji. He was in Bad Batch as well, but if you remember this guy, he was in the arc where Grievous went to attack the younglings, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was the one where like they were making their own lightsabers at Ilum. This is apparently the same droid, or it's the same type of droid.
work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Yeah, that line kind of confirms that this is pretty much Rebels Season 5. Like, this is like Rebels Season 5, and I'm pretty sure even Dave said that. So this is gonna feel like a live-action version of Rebels, which is pretty neat if you like Rebels. This is actually the same place, I'm pretty sure, where Ahsoka is fighting the Inquisitor. Yeah, this is the same place. So it seems like, yeah. Okay. I don't know who they're fighting in this show. Like, I know just, you know, the certain people I keep mentioning. Morgan Elsbeth, Baylan, and Shin, but who else is a threat? And I guess the Inquisitor. It could be the Inquisitor, maybe he has some Imperial remnants with him. We haven't seen that yet. Well, actually, you know what? It's probably the droids, right? The droids could be flying the ship, I suppose. And it seems like the Inquisitor has some droids with him. Is it possible that Baylan or Shin is disguising themselves as an Inquisitor? I don't think so. Because they already have a different saber, so maybe not. I don't know who it could be. There's a spinning. This is spinning. This definitely does not look like any Inquisitor I recognize. The closest would be the 8th brother. That would be the closest. But it's very different actually. But you know, live action is sometimes different from animated, so that's fine. But I don't think it's the same Inquisitor. Alright, I'm pretty sure clearly less trained than she is now. So she's gonna take out this Inquisitor pretty easily. Unless he's like someone very significant like Barasafi or I don't know who else it could be. I feel like the 8th brother wasn't that powerful at all. So she's gonna take him out pretty easily. Okay, and I remember on my first watch I missed this. This is a 2-episode premiere. And this show is 8 episodes. So, yep. I think it's everything I covered. I don't think I missed anything. So obviously, there's a lot of things that if you haven't watched the Clone Wars or Rebels, you're just gonna be missing out on. I would say, like, they kind of mentioned Ahsoka is Anakin's Padawan, and that she kind of left the Order. I'd say you should watch Clone Wars, but hopefully they'll cover that more. That she did leave the Order, and perhaps why she left the Order. Maybe she, yeah, because I don't think it's. I don't think a lot of casual fans are gonna watch Clone Wars and Rebels to be caught up. But I'm glad they're at least telling us she is Anakin's Padawan and she left the Order. I think it would be important to cover why and why she's still not a Jedi. And there's something I found really interesting is that in Rebels, she didn't call herself a Jedi anymore. But if you go back to, I gotta show this. If you go to the Ahsoka trailer, teaser trailer, they call her a Jedi. Like towards the end, like right here, warrior, outcast, rebel. Those are all things she are, as everything she is, and then you get to Jedi. So, I think this is nearly confirmation that she is still a Jedi. I don't think she, like, technically is a Jedi because she never joined them again. She never like finished the trials. But I think being a Jedi is more than just the title, but it's also like the philosophy of a Jedi, like what it means to be a Jedi. I think that's what it's referring to. Like that she feels more like a Jedi than I think. If you consider Qui-Gon a Jedi, then I feel like Ahsoka's a lot like Qui-Gon and Luke. Where they're definitely they're not following the Jedi code, and they're not as rigid as someone like Obi-Wan or Yoda is, or Mace Windu. They're very rigid in their ways. They kind of follow the rules by the book, but Qui-Gon kind of follows the will of the Force, and I'm thinking that's what Ahsoka is doing too. She's following the will of the Force. So I feel like she might not get the title, but I think she considers herself a Jedi, perhaps. Like what it means to be a Jedi. I think that's what it is. I think I covered everything. Again, Anakin might be in this. Luke might be in this. Who knows? Because I did have that little hint of like you said in chat, the Vader breathing. I feel like Vader's gotta be, at least Anakin's gotta be in this now, or Vader. If they're gonna put the Vader breathing, I feel like that's just a little tease. If they're just gonna not do anything with that, they should probably confirm something. Anything else? This is actually, wait a second. This planet, wait a second. Isn't this the same planet that Ahsoka is on when she fights the Inquisitor? Yeah, it's the same trees. Okay, so it could be a different day, obviously, and there's something about this planet that's significant, not just to Ahsoka and this Inquisitor, but also to, Baylan and Shin and Morgan Elsbeth. It's pretty much it could be a map to THRAWN, it could be access to the road between the worlds. Yeah. So that's interesting. Remember, Sabine is now training to be a Jedi. Is this the fall? I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Actually, isn't that the planet they're on? In at the finale of Rebels, when Ahsoka goes to meet Sabine at the end, they're on Lothal, I'm pretty sure.
But I'm counting on you to see this through.
Nice haircut.
Okay, what if this is like, what if this is them literally going to the New Beyond to find THRAWN? They could be literally just showing that in the trailer. They could be doing. It seems like if that's the case, then Hera didn't come. She could be in the background, but it seems like it's just these three. But maybe this is just going to hyperspace. Who knows? That was a cool transition. That was actually really cool. Or it's not even transition. It's just the freaking action.
Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings.
I'm curious if the Quill is just being used as like a threat, or like if they're using the Quill to get to the New Beyond to find THRAWN. Like, are they using the? Is there like, what's the significance of the Purrgil being here? Remember, they were in The Mandalorian Season 3 very briefly, but it was just, it really didn't mean anything. It was probably just like a tease for what's to come in this show, in Ahsoka. So I think they're gonna have a big significance in the show as a way to either get to the New Beyond, or I don't know. They use the Quill in some way to get to the New Beyond, I'm believing. I'm just guessing.
Buckle up.
This is a very, again, this is very freaky, seeing, like, it's so weird seeing this.
If we don't stop THRAWN, everything will be in vain.
If we don't stop THRAWN, everything will be in vain. I'm just thinking, is this gonna tie into the THRAWN novels in any way? Because for those who don't know, THRAWN is still a part of the Empire because he's using them to help fight the Grisk. Or not even just the Grisk, but like greater evils out there. I don't know if they're going to cover that at all in the show, but there's a very distinct version of THRAWN in the books versus the version we get in Rebels. They're not completely different. I think the aesthetic is still there, where he's a genius tactician and uses art to defeat his enemies and to learn about them. But we learn a lot about THRAWN, that he kind of leads with loyalty. And we kind of get that in Rebels too. Like, he's not like killing his subordinates in any way, like Vader does. But a big thing is that he's actually not that bad of a guy. Which, you know, might sound like, oh well, I'm supporting a Nazi or whatever. But no, he joins the Empire to help defeat the Grisk, pretty much. Or at least that's what I've been told multiple times, and I'm currently reading THRAWN Alliances, and the Grisk finally just got their first name dropped and their first announcement. I might make a video. I'm probably going to make a video talking about the very first time the Grisk are explained by THRAWN. I already made a video where the Grisk are first mentioned chronologically, but now we're finally getting THRAWN explaining who the Grisk are and why they're such a big threat. And the Empire now knows about the Grisk, because THRAWN told Vader. And Vader is in THRAWN Alliances, which is pretty interesting. And you can see, like, there are different dynamics. I'm just curious if they're gonna, like, tie THRAWN's character into him fighting the Grisk at all, or if he's even gonna mention the Grisk or his ascendancy. Because THRAWN isn't just a black and white villain. He's definitely got a lot of nuance to him. I'd say if you're really interested in THRAWN's character, you should read the THRAWN novels. Maybe start with just THRAWN and then get into, you know, THRAWN Alliances and THRAWN Treason. And then there's also THRAWN Ascendancy, that trilogy. That would get into the politics of the Chiss Ascendancy. It would get into learning about the different types of species in what's this called? The Chaos, which is like a very far place in the galaxy that's far away from the core part of the galaxy, like Coruscant and all that. The Chaos is much different. It's a lot more chaotic in the name. It's harder to use hyperspeed in the chaos because the hyper lanes are very inconsistent. But and you get to learn about the Chiss, and you get to learn about the Grisk, which you probably don't get to learn a lot about the Grisk until the third novel, which is called Greater Good, I believe, or is it Lesser Evil? It's one of those two. Whatever that's the third novel. I think it's Lesser Evil. Because the Lesser Evil, I'm pretty sure, is referring to the Empire. He joins the Empire, and he considers the Empire a lesser evil than the Grisk. He even talks about how Palpatine isn't actually... He considers Palpatine like a corrupt leader, but he still believes there are greater evils out there, and I believe one of those greater evils is the Grisk. And the fact that he considers the Grisk more terrifying than Palpatine means a lot. So I do hope we at least get a mention of the Grisk, but Dave Filoni himself has said THRAWN is the main villain of this timeline of Ahsoka and the movie. So I think bare minimum, I hope we get a mention of the Grisk, and if THRAWN somehow survives all of this with the movie and Ahsoka show, I mean, he's gonna survive Ahsoka, but if he survives the movie, my hope is that they make a show on THRAWN, and we get to learn about the Chiss Ascendancy. We get to learn about him going up the ladder in the Empire, and then we get to learn him fighting the Grisk. What has he been doing in these past 9 years? I hope a THRAWN show could cover that, and we could learn about, you know, what's Eli Vanto doing up to, because for those who don't know, Eli Vanto is pretty much THRAWN's best friend, who joined the Chiss Ascendancy to help, because he kind of didn't like the Empire that much. He kind of saw a lot of the corruption the Empire had, and how evil they are, like with, like, you know, slavery and all that stuff, and just killing people that aren't even that bad. So Eli kind of joins the Chiss Ascendancy to help them fight any greater evils. But I'm curious if they're ever going to tie into that at all. Like, I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest. But I would hope so, and who knows? I think the look is pretty cool. Everyone's calling him Elon Musk, but, you know, it's funny. But I think they did a pretty good job. I don't mind it as much. It's not like the Grand Inquisitor where he looked like a freaking egg. This looks good. This looks fine. He looks like, I think bare minimum, he looks like he actually looks like a Chiss. I feel like Grand Inquisitor didn't even look like a Powin. That, you know, there were Powins in the prequels. So I think at least he looks like a Chiss. And I mean, it's Lars Mikkelsen, and he doesn't look identically to THRAWN, so, you know, there's so much you can do without. There's a lot of VFX changing the whole face. I think this is the best you can do practically. And you know, I can see the facial structures and like the cheekbones being a little bit different than humans, and the eyes are cool.
You have no power.
Yeah, and they're fighting, and I'm assuming, you know, she does have training. I think she's going to be struggling a lot to fight Shin, because I don't think her force powers have been unlocked, perhaps. She's still struggling to use the force, is my guess, because she still hasn't been trained enough.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
Yeah, and I think Anakin's going to be in this, at least a little bit. I don't think he's going to like have like a significant role, but he's going to be in this, and I feel like it's going to be good to see Ahsoka's character going forward. Perhaps she can get like a good goodbye to Anakin. Like, I think she's gonna eventually talk to Force Ghost Anakin, and then they'll reconcile after, you know, their whole fight on Malachor, where, you know, Vader versus Ahsoka. Maybe it'll be really interesting. It'll be really interesting to see Anakin finally talk to Ahsoka after, you know, Vader has been redeemed to Anakin. So that'll be fun. I feel like Balin. Let me actually keep watching. I'm curious if I don't think this is like a final fight here. This is probably one of their many fights they're gonna have. I'm pretty sure Dave Filoni or Ray Stevenson, I believe, said that they're gonna have several fights. So I think what's gonna happen here, they're gonna fight, and Balin's gonna get away, most likely, with the information he has to get to THRAWN. Because this definitely, I believe this has to do with THRAWN in some way.
I'm here to discuss my past.
And I think this is they're destroying any evidence behind to get to the THRAWN. I believe that's what this is. So Ahsoka can't follow them to the New Beyond, or it's vice versa. So Baylan can't follow Ahsoka to the New Beyond. It could be either one.
We have a lot of work to
And again, this is the droid from Clone Wars. He's perhaps the one that's been training Ahsoka to fight like all this time, because he's a training droid.
do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
I don't know why the stream keeps like disconnecting. I might have too many things open. I might need to post things, but yeah, I think I've covered everything.
Rebel,
Yeah.
always a rebel.
I think she's gonna take him out, the Inquisitor. I think the Inquisitor's gonna be dead, or it's just like maybe he's significant. I don't really know. Like, what does the Inquisitor, like, what's the significance of the Inquisitor in this show? Because it seems like he's just like a one-off villain, just so you know Ahsoka can move on to bigger threats like Baylan. But maybe this Inquisitor is more significant than we know. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's everything for this trailer. If there's anything I missed, you can probably put in the comments below or in chat. But yeah. That's about it. Yeah, I think, yeah. The show's coming out on August 23rd, I believe. Let me find it. 23rd, that's a 2-episode premiere. If you have any questions, then too bad I didn't write the show, so I don't know the answer to that. How long have I been shooting for? Like 30, 40 minutes about? Okay, that's about it. I think I've probably prolonged the stream longer than I had to, so just a 2-minute trailer. But if you haven't watched Clone Wars Rebels, I highly suggest you watch that, so you probably are caught up with everything that's going on. Hopefully, if you don't though, the show will explain it pretty well. I hope they honor THRAWN's character for the most part, because that's my biggest worry about the show, about like them making THRAWN too evil, because he's not an evil character. He is described by Timothy Zahn as a morally gray character, and sometimes like chaotic good. But he's a good character. He's morally good. He's not like an evil character. Maybe lawful good or lawful evil at best. Okay, the stream keeps disconnecting, so I'm thinking I'm gonna end it here. If you enjoyed the stream, just press that like button. I gotta be a YouTuber and say that, because, you know, algorithm and stuff. I don't know if I'll do more streams. I just wanted to do this because it's a trailer, and I thought it'd be fun for the hype, because the show's coming out in just a month, or a little bit over